right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel. Everybody say hello to Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man, Log TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started with today's video. So I'm a little bit behind on this one, but this is the Ace Jutland from SMKW, and guys, this is this month's SMKW affiliation knife, which means basically I'm an affiliate over there. You guys use my code, which is SMKW KnivesFAST. Gives you free shipping and it helps the channel. And then I turn around and I buy a knife out of that money and give it away on the channel. But review it first and then do that. So really cool that you guys do that. It is very, very awesome. Now, this is the Giant Mouse Jutland, Giant Mouse Ace Jutland in green canvas. These are right at $200, $195, I think. Again, very cool. Now, I got to say right off the bat, this is some of the coolest micarta. This is really, really, really cool. And guys, the look of this, I like the way it looks. In the handle, you've got these beautiful satin finished hardware. Look at that. I mean, it just looks, it's got this like milky look to the hardware. It is beautiful. And they did the same thing on the clip. It is a reversible clip. As you can see, you do have a lanyard hole, and this is a really cool, fantastic knife. Now we're going to do, of course, I didn't get them out, so I'll have to fumble around here in a minute and get them out. And we're going to do a couple of comparisons with some other Giant Mouse knives. But I'm just going to say it right off the bat. This is my favorite Ace knife that I have experienced so far. I got another one coming in soon, but for now, this is the favorite one I have experienced. This contoured micarta is great, and you don't have, like on the Sonoma, you got a brass backspacer. They went with what looks like a titanium backspacer. We'll see on the specs in a minute if it lists it. You do have great jimping there on the back, and it just looks fantastic. Now, your flipper tab is kind of curled a little bit there, has jimping and a point, so you just literally grab at it. That's all. I mean, it's not a push button, it's a flick. A light switch, but it just flicks right out. Now you have this gorgeous clip point blade with this swedge. You have sort of a rounded crown spine with jimping back here and this beautiful satin finish. Now, let's see. I need to look at one thing real quick. See, this is what I don't always know. I think this is based on what I'm seeing. I think this is made in Italy. Yes, it is. Okay. Sometimes it's hard with Giant Mouse's knives to tell if they're Riot or Italy, but based on the $200 price mark, I figured, and based on the crowning back here, the backspacer, and the crowning here, I figured it was Italian, and it is. So very cool. Now, you do have decent access to the lock bar. You do have kind of scalloping, but it's okay. It's not super aggressive. And the lock bar moves pretty easily, as you can see. Not a problem there. Very nice. Now, snatches open, drops, shakes down pretty easily. Let's see. I always get these wrong on the Giant Mouse knives, so I'm not going to tell you what it's running on right now until I can find it. But sometimes they're running on bearings and sometimes they're running on washers. Let's see if it tells me. Of course, you're not going to tell me. And I always make a guess, and then somebody calls me out in the chat, in the comments, and they're like, "You're wrong." And you know what, guys? The thing is, I am an observer of all things knife. I give you my opinions and my thoughts, and yes, sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. And of course, okay, ball bearings. All right, that's what I thought. I just didn't want to say it because I've gotten a lot of flack lately when I've made a couple of those incorrectly. But it's okay. I mean, we all make mistakes. Well, at least I can admit that I make mistakes. But yeah, you got this beautiful green. All right, focus. Don't get on my nerves now. All right, tell you what, I'm going to move the box and we're going to, yeah, there we go. That's better. So the green canvas micarta is really, really nice. I dig that a lot. And gosh, this thing just feels great. Now, again, snatch it open, good detent. We can also middle finger flick it easily. Listen to that detent. It is snappy as all get out. Now listen. Yeah, that is a detent. That's the way a detent should be. We can easily thumb flick it. Not a problem. You kind of got to go out a little bit because of this kind of guard area here. Again, okay, so let's talk about that. So you're kind of locked in between this, and it's a perfect size for my hand. My thumb falls right on that jimping. The guard keeps me back. There's not a place to choke up, but I don't need it. You have a great plunge and a great sharpening choil. You're only... you got Ace and LMAX here and their little mouse, giant mouse logo. That's all you've got on the blade at all. This is, it's just fantastic. Now, I will say you do feel the corner of that clip just a little bit right here, but I don't call it a hot spot. You feel it, but it's not bad. And you can adjust your grip and get that to a point that you barely even feel it. So for me, yes, money. Absolute money. This thing is a great... Oh, let's do... I almost forgot to do a little bit of cutting here. So here's our friend, the cardboard. And you can see, nice long stroke. And it just annihilates cardboard. I'm kind of turning up there. That's why it was binding. I was kind of deliberately turning the blade just to see what would happen there. Very, very cool. Man, just an awesome, awesome knife. I'm digging it a lot. So I'm going to read through some of the specs, and while I do that, I'm going to reach up here and try to grab my other two comparison giant mouse knives. Now, the blade thickness is 0.13, so it starts off with a little thicker stock. Let's talk about that. It's not, that's nothing. It's not, well... All right, let's use my hand to get the focus here. It's not super thick, but you can see back here, it's thicker, and then it narrows out down here. It is still not wanting to focus, is it? There we go. So it starts off a little thicker, and then it narrows down with that swedge. Gives you a nice pokey, stabby tip there. Very, very nice. But 0.13, but you got a nice hollow, nice high flat grind, not hollow, high flat grind. 3.35 inch blade length is what you have there, and you have a 4.8 inch close and 8.15 inches overall. The liners are stainless steel, of course. You do not have any weight reduction, skeletonization in there at all, but it's not needed. Let's see if I can find the weight. For 3.9 ounces, which is perfect for that 3.35 inch blade, in my opinion. And it is ambidextrous, as we said. Very, very nicely done. Now, these are $195. Unfortunately, right now at SMKW, this green canvas one is now out of stock. It was not when I bought this, but it is now. There is also an orange G10 one that is also $195, and that is in stock. So really, really cool. All right, comparison time. Let's see what we've got laying around here to talk about. We're already going long, though, man. So as you can see, guys, this is what I've been talking about. You know I love the Sonoma, and the handles have some similarities. Now, this guy is a lot taller. By the way, you can see how the Sonoma has taken in the patina of me using it. Look at that. But yeah, you've got, again, same thing. You've got a little bit of a swell here. You've got this great contouring. You've got the guard on either end, or the flare on either end, that sort of keeps you in. You could tell the blades are a little bit different, a lot different, if you will. And you've got a hole on this one, which is what takes it up a notch for me. And then this is my Giant Mouse GM2, and there are your comparisons of 3 different Giant Mouse knives. All right. The Sonoma is a really cool knife. If you haven't checked that one out, definitely do. Unfortunately, the GM2 is not available. It was a limited run. but the Grand is pretty close if you're interested in that. So pretty close. A little bit different, but pretty close. And then this is the Ontario Rat 1 and the Ontario Rat 2, and you can kind of see the comparison there. The Rat 1 is larger, and the Rat 2 is smaller. But the Rat 1 isn't a lot larger because this is 8.15. Kind of holds its own there in a pretty nice size knife. So what do you guys think? Definitely make sure you comment on this. And again, very, very cool of you guys to use my SMKW code. It definitely helps the channel. And then again, this guy is, here because of you guys. So very, very cool. Make sure you comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think of this knife. Give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate each and every one of you for all your support. So please do all the things: like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And again, I thank you for watching the KnivesFAST channel.